Alright guys, it's been a while, right, since I uploaded my last video. Since Walkthrough has not gotten a lot of updates, I decided to try out Deepwoken, and Deepwoken is surprisingly kind of fun. So, that's how I'm gonna make a guide on it, even though I'm not extremely pro at it, I do know the good basics of it. So obviously, when you go to the game, click continue, you're gonna have one slot, alright, you can buy another slot if you want, but one is fine, just click on that one slot. You should be prompted into the region picking screen. You just choose whatever region like is best for you. So if you live in Japan, pick a Japan region. US, pick a US region. If you click this button, it shows you all the regions in this game. I personally think Virginia is best for me. So just click on your region and just join any servers that's not full, obviously. You're gonna be there. This is the character creation screen. Now, here is your race, right? I'm an E-Tram, but you can do a race reroll for 150 Robux if you want. And here's the list of races over here. Now, I wouldn't recommend doing it because the race buffs are very minimum, they're not very big. There's only a few that are like actually decent, like Audrey. It's actually pretty good because it gives you it makes you level up a lot faster. Um, your name, you can choose your name, whatever name you want. If you want to be Frederick, Fidge, you can. But I wouldn't do it because I don't do it because I die a lot, I get wiped a lot, so I don't really feel like going back and choosing my name every single time. Here's your faces, just many types of face. You choose any of them you want. Facial markings, any like scars or any facial like markings on your face you can choose. Okay, here is your starting weapon. Ignore these four because you're not gonna have these four when you start off. You're gonna have these three. In the game, the weapons are split into three categories. We have the heavy weapon, which is the battle axe, the light weapon, which is the stiletto, and we have the sword, which is the medium. If you if you choose the battle axe, it's a heavy weapon, which means it's gonna be a lot slower, but it does more damage. The medium weapon is like a jack in the middle. It's decently fast, but it does decent damage. The light weapon, it's fast. It's very fast. The fastest one, and it doesn't do as much as the other two. Your attunement is your like kind of your magic. Alright, you can click none if you want. None basically means when you get your powers, you're just gonna be not an elemental power. It's gonna be a combat power. Random, you just choose a random element. It won't choose none, but it'll just choose a random element. Flame Charm is fire, Frost Draw is ice, Thunder Call is lightning, and Gale Breath is wind. Okay, here's your core attributes. In the game, you start off with I think like 13, something like that. The strength, increases your armor penetration, which is like how much you can penetrate through someone's armor, and your carry load, which is how much you can carry in your inventory. Fortitude is like kind of your tankiness. You can tank more damage, and you are more immune to diseases, and increases your health by like a small amount. Agility improves your running speed, your dodging speed, your climbing, and your stealth. Intelligence increases ether, which is used for casting magic, which is pretty important. Willpower increases sanity and tempo, which is we'll talk about that later. Charisma increases ether, alright, which is the same thing as intelligent, but there is a core difference between these two. Your boons and flaws, these are like your boons are your cons, like what you're good at. Your flaws are like what you're bad at. You have to have either one boon, one flaw, or two boons, two flaws. So there's different types of boons, like garment. Like your foods are more nutritious, but you have to choose one of the bad ones. Like I, in my opinion, would choose Autodact because it gives you free investment points every level, which is very important for progressing. As for flaws, I will probably just choose Sagittarian since you don't really need to eat meat. You can just eat mushroom soup, which is this is completely fine. Your origin, you won't have this one yet, so don't worry about this one, but you're gonna have these two options. You can either choose Etrian or the Isle Vigil. Etrian has everything that Isle Vigil has, except Etrian has discounts, and everything's like way closer. But I'm gonna choose Isle Vigil because there's something there that I do like more than Etra. Your echoes are pretty important. You get these if you wipe, and depending on what you do and how much you progress in the game, you get more echoes. So, and you can use these echoes to buy different upgrades. Like you can buy more weapons, starting weapons. You can buy more notes. You can buy more armor against mobs. And here's your modifier. Your modifier. You enable these to gain more echoes when you die. If you want to echo grind, you will enable every single one because then you get like 3 times echo, which is pretty damn good. Okay. After you do everything, you click finalize character. Okay, and you join the game. Now, well, you might. Okay. This is your posture bar, right? The posture bar is the bar, your blocking bar, counting your blocking bar. When you block, your posture bar goes up. Parry, your posture bar goes down. This is not important right now. This will be important in the next video. Health is obviously your health. If this goes to 0, you die. This is your armor, right? This is your resistant. If you have 100% armor, you're a little more resistant. If you have less, you're a little less resistant. This is your ether. Your ether is your magic capacity, how much you can cast your mantras or your magic. Tempo is your sanity, and your vent bar. So you can vent after if your tempo is high enough. And I think it also has something to do with health regen too. This right here, this little symbol, this is your note. This is how much money you have. The one on top, I'm not too sure what it is, but I know in the beginning this is not important. This is your bleeding bar, your blood bar. If your blood bar goes to 0, you will bleed to death. You'll just bleed. Like there's nothing you can do unless you get it back up. You'll bleed to death. This is your hydration bar. If it goes down to 0, you don't regenerate, and your screen gets blurry. If your food bar goes down, the same thing happens with the hydration bar. Now, this is it for the first episode. The next episode, I'll teach you the combat now, because in order to go to the first island, Lower Istria, you have to know the combat. If you don't know the combat, 100% guarantee if you go there, you're gonna die. You're not gonna come out alive. So, hope you enjoy this first episode. I'll see you later.